Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to have a little bit of a different format because we're going to be shopping for the new collection for fall from Studio Mcgee at Target, but we're going to be doing it online. I know I always take you to the stores and show you the products in person, but my stores usually don't have many of the online items available for me to show you. So I decided to go ahead and shop online. It's something that I do often anyways, and we're going to talk about the products that they launched. I'm going to be giving you my final thoughts. So if you enjoyed this video, I really hope you can consider hitting that red subscribe button down below and also following me on Instagram for more updates over there. Without any further ado, let's just jump right into the video. And before we start this video, I do want to say that I know it's a little early for the fall season, but also many of these items are pretty much non-seasonal items that I think are going to be great purchases for your home decor throughout the year. And by the way, I will have my laptop right here as I do the online shopping with you. Let's go ahead and review the products. The first category I'm going to be talking about today is table decor, and there is a pattern on the table decor for this collection which has a lot of marble, a lot of rattan, and a lot of Levanto marble, which is incredibly trendy right now, and we're going to see that across many of the pieces that I'm going to be showcasing. The first one is this gorgeous marble tray. I love the beautiful scallop shape. Is very trendy nowadays, and we may see it in other designer stores. This one is retailing for $15, and by looking at the pictures I can see that this tray has a diameter that it's long enough to hold a thick candle. So that's beautiful. I love the color of the stone. The next item that I wanted to talk about today are these gorgeous bookends, and these will have that Levanto marble that I've been mentioning that we're going to see across this collection. This is such a gorgeous and regal piece to include on any bookshelf that you may have. Because these are stone, they're going to be heavy enough to hold any books that you may have. You can use it with antique books and they're going to look beautiful, or you can use decorative books for these to hold them. The set of two for these is going to be $25. I think that is a great deal for a marble piece. The next item we're going to talk about is actually a combination of conventional marble and then that Levanto marble, and it comes in this gorgeous decorative link, which I think it's so beautiful, and I love the juxtaposition of the two marbles. Even though it's the same material, they have very different colors. I think it's gonna look beautiful on the fall season, but you can definitely use this all throughout the year on your living room, on any coffee table, or even mantle decor, and this piece is $25. The next piece that I really liked was this antique ceramic bowl. I think it's gorgeous to use as a catch-all bowl in any console table they may have on an entryway of your home, but I also really like that rustic effect on the handles. I don't think this is a piece that screams fall, and for $30 I think it'll be very nice to have all throughout the year. Now we're going to start coming into like the more seasonal items, and with that I'm going to talk about this hyssop fall arrangement, which I think it'll be perfect as a transitional piece of decor between summer and fall because the leaves or the greenery is still pretty much green. I think it's a beautiful selection of greenery that they used here. The vase is absolutely beautiful as well, and if you are not one of those people that is very crafty creating these types of arrangements, it's always nice to have these types of little decorations. To judge by the pictures, it doesn't seem like this is a small arrangement, but I'm curious to see it in person to actually have a better perception of the size of this. It's currently retailing for $20. I think that's a great deal on that one. I also found this one that it's more on the fall side. This one is so beautiful because I love the realistic reddish color of those leaves. I also love the organic shape of the arrangement. It seems like you went on your backyard and took some fall leaves and put them on a vase, and that's what you came up with. All of them are just different sizes and they look very organically put together, and the vase is absolutely adorable. So this one is going to be $30, but if you prefer something on the more, I would say, traditional side, then they have this one with the yellow leaves. This one is going to be, of course, smaller. We can tell that by the price, the amount of leaves that it has. The yellow yellow hue of the leaves seems to be very natural on the pictures, and I also really like that this vase in particular has a couple of handles on the side. The next one I am going to talk about is this candle snuffer, if that's how you pronounce that, but I've been in the market for one of these lately, and I think this is absolutely adorable. Definitely a non-seasonal piece of decor to keep by any candle around your house. I know I mentioned on a previous video that I'm not using scented candles anymore, but these are also useful for taper candles, if any. I really love the little details like the cylinders on each end of the stick, and I also love the scalloped effect on the shade or the snuffer itself. I think it's a gorgeous piece. The brass color is beautiful. It'll work very well all throughout the year for $10. I really like that one. Another material I mentioned that is very common all throughout this collection is the rattan, and one thing that I think is so worth investing on during the fall season is these decorative trays. Majority of my decorative trays I have sourced throughout the fall. I don't know what it is, but this is when stores come up with the most pretty decorative trays, and this one is no exception. This one comes in that very pretty dark woven material or rattan, which is honestly a little harder to source these days. This tray is $30, and you can definitely use this all throughout the year on any coffee table or even console table. It has a little bit more of a traditional side to it. And then the next piece I am going to be talking about today is going to be this marble pumpkin. This one is super adorable for $25. I think it's something very different. They actually came up also with a Levanto marble pumpkin. I really don't love that one. I think this one is very cute and it's different. The rest of their pumpkins though, I was not too impressed. I think you can find similar options at Home Goods or even Hobby Lobby. But this one for $25 seems to be on a medium to small size, and it can definitely be an accent piece for your fall decor. I do want to move into the next category of items I'm going to be talking about today, and that is going to be throw pillows and blankets. I do have a small selection of my favorites, but I do have to say that we are seeing different pieces in this collection because we are very used to, or at least I'm very used to, seeing the Studio Mcgee collection presenting with a lot of plaid, a lot of stripy pillows, but this time around they're bringing the florals, which is very exciting. And I'm going to start with this floral jacquard square pillow, which I think is a 20 by 20. Yes, it is a 20 by 20 pillow. It has a zipper in it. But something different about this gorgeous piece is that while we're used to seeing that very trendy pattern of small flowers that repeat itself among the pillow, these are actually larger flowers that you don't have any of them repeated across the pillow, which is beautiful. I also love the different shades of colors, the dark chocolate, that reddish rusty brown, some beige, and some very toned down olive green, which matches really well with the dark chocolate. Such a beautiful piece. $25. I think this will go very well in your home if you like that traditional style of decor. They also came up with this oversized pillow. This is going to be a little larger than the previous one that I shared. It goes for $35, and this actually is my favorite pillow. I do like it a little better than the previous one, although I do think the previous one is a little bit more original. But this one right here is a 24 by 24, so slightly larger pillow. It does seem to have a zipper, which is always super appreciated because you can wash those or maybe just switch up the insert. And it does follow the same color palette that we've been seeing in this collection. The next item we're going to talk about is a little bit more traditional to what we are used to seeing in the Studio Mcgee collection at Target. Is this pillow, which is absolutely gorgeous. I can't really tell if that color is dark chocolate or military green. I think it's an in-between. It really seems like the fabric is super high quality, and I really love that detail on the zipper with that leather handle. It also seems like this pillow comes in different sizes. The next piece that I'm going to be showcasing is going to be this gorgeous chunky knit pillow in that deep tone of olive green, which is so beautiful. I love the thickness of the material, love the depth of the the color, and I also really like the tassels. This is going to be such a great piece for fall. It is retailing for $35, which is on the higher end for what I like to pay for throw blankets, but this one is very, very gorgeous indeed. And I'm seeing that it also comes in a navy version as well, but I personally prefer the olive green one because I think it's a little harder to see in stores like Home Goods, and it also will go so pretty for the fall season this year. Next up, we're going to talk about some wall decor items that I am loving in this collection. And I really like that this collection includes this 16 by 20 sketch portrait. I am a fan of sketch portraits and wall art. I used to have a couple on my entryway, and you guys always would comment on those, but the truth is that those were Etsy prints. So it's really nice to see an actual framed artwork in one of these collections. So like I mentioned before, this is a 16 by 20. I love the contrast between the piece of art per se and the mat that they use. And it seems like the frame has that gorgeous deep tone of wood. Again, this is a 16 by 20 and it's currently going for $32. Next up, I found this beautiful oil painting. It's an 11 by 14. But what I really love the most about this piece is a gorgeous contrast between the frame, the inside of the frame, the mat, and the painting per se. I think it's beautifully put together. If you were to add a piece like this into maybe an eclectic wall gallery, this one will give so much contrast to your wall. And for an 11 by 14 piece with all of these details, I do think $20 is a great deal. And I may go to Target and grab one of these because this is probably my favorite of the collection for wall art. The next piece is going to be a fruit painting, and I do believe last time they came up with something very similar which became very trendy. This one we can see a juxtaposition between orange and blue, which are complementary colors, which makes this painting work very well. They did add some matting to it, which is a very thin one for an additional detail, and I really love the brass effect or color on the frame. So this one is a 20 by 16, so that's a bit of a more decent size, and it's retailing for $32. Next up, we have this landscape right here, which is an 18 by 18. This one does not have any matting, but it does have bright, beautiful colors that I still think can work very well for the fall season. I also love the patina effect that frame has. I think it's a very beautiful piece, and it's currently retailing for $28. Next up, we have a larger piece, one of the largest ones of this collection, and it's a 36 by 36 abstract painting. They do call it dark fields, but truly to me, this is more abstract. It has a lot of moodiness to it. It is a framed canvas. I am eager to see this one in person to see how those colors are working together in person. This one is retailing for $85. It is a large piece, and we can have a reference on that when they style it on this fireplace mantle. We can see is fairly large. One piece that's larger than that is this tapestry right here. They call it a paper banner. It's a 36 by 48 sepia forest, and I think this is also very gorgeous. I really love the colors, and this one is a little bit more affordable because it's not framed. It's going by $80. But if you don't like tapestries and you do like the vibe of that painting, they do have a smaller piece that is framed, and it's this 20 by 20 warm landscape art. Very gorgeous. They did leave a very thick matting on it, which I personally prefer, and also love the natural tone of wood on the frame. Colors are very similar to that previous piece that we just saw. The next category we're going to be talking about today is going to be the table lamps. And I think the showstopper on this category is going to be this beautiful ceramic table lamp that we have right here. It looks like a stone lamp, but I really love the shape of the base. By the way, base and shade are included in this piece. I really love the pleated effect on the base, and this is a fairly tall or large piece since it is a little little over 15 inches tall. For $90 is on the more expensive side, but I do think it's a great piece to incorporate into your non-seasonal decor. It's gonna work very well on a living room or even as a nightstand table lamp. The next option I have is this very darling metal table lamp, and this one happens to also be as a floor lamp, and they also have it available as a sconce. I really like all of them three. The sconce is probably the one that I think is the most adorable, but what makes this piece so special is definitely the shape of the metal in the base and also the shade. I love that the shade is pleated. I love that combination of beige and very toned down olive green. I think it's a beautiful piece. For $50, it comes up to be a bit of a more affordable option in the table lamp section. The next option is actually going to be just a base of the lamp, but I really like the price. This is only $30, which to me seems very affordable compared to other table lamps that we can source even in other stores. This one is so elegant. It is on the smaller size, but I do think that it provides a great opportunity for you to customize this piece according to your preference on the shades. Same is the case with this next option we're going to see. This one is on the warmer side with that olive green, also going for $30. It is also a little bit more on the modern side, but if you added a pleated lampshade, you can definitely turn it into a more traditional or antique looking piece. Next up, I really liked this wall sconce. These are those that you would place on top of a piece of art, and this will give it that museum feel to your artwork in your home. It seems like it has a distressed effect on the metal, which is really nice. The only thing I don't like about this one is that it does have a hanging cord, but a lot of people use it even with a cord to highlight artwork in their home or to even put it on top of TVs. And this one is retailing for $60. I do believe Amazon has more affordable ones, but they will definitely not have that detail of that distressed metal effect. The next category we're going to be talking about today is going to be furniture. And one thing that we are seeing across this collection is a lot of traditional lines, traditional colors, which is really nice to see. But there is a few modern options here and there. We're going to talk about them. The first piece that I'm going to be showcasing is this wood framed accent chair, which I think is so gorgeous. I really love the attention to detail that they put into creating this piece, even though this is for the affordable collection from Mcgee & Co. or Studio Mcgee, however you want to call them. I do think this is a really nice chair. I love the curve effect on the armrest. This is not necessarily my style, but I do think it's a beautiful piece, and also love the fabric used on the cushions. This one is going for $240. I really liked those functional decor items, and I do believe this woven storage ottoman, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that word, is one of those options. I really love that they came up with a traditional rattan color, and they also have the darker one, which I think is really nice. And I really love that you can actually use it to store things, which makes it a functional piece of decor for $100. Speaking about ottomans, I also found this hex one, which is so beautiful. I love the color selected for the linen, and I also love that the sewing is almost invisible in this piece. This is something I've never seen before, an ottoman this shape, but it's very beautiful. And for $90, you can definitely include a couple of those in your living room to place right in front of your fireplace. The next option is going to be on the more modern side, and it's this upholstered chair. I don't think this is a new piece, but it is popping under their new arrivals, and I really like it. And I like the velvety brown option. I think it's so pretty. This is a great piece to have if you have a formal living room. Next up is another ottoman, and it's this one, which matches that accent chair we saw at the beginning of this section. And this one is a piece I would have. I will buy it in a set of two and place it right by the fireplace in my formal living room. This one is going by $90, and I love everything about it. This is probably my favorite piece of this entire section right here. here. Another option that has been very popular from this collection is this Palma console table. It has 3 drawers and it's 60 inches. I know that they do have an option for 46 inches with 2 drawers. They also have the side table, which could be also a nightstand. So you can definitely decide. What really makes this piece so special is the arch effect on the wood at the bottom of the drawers. They went for a dark color of wood, which will work very well for the fall, but if you have that traditional style, I think this will work very well in your home as well. And this one is retailing for $350. The last piece, and I continue to say that this is my favorite or that one is my favorite, but truly I think this one is my favorite, and it's this bench. I think it's so gorgeous. Now, usually I'm not a fan of tufted things, but I think it works really well with this piece. And when I see this piece, it truly seems like something I'm seeing from the Mcgee & Co website and not Studio Mcgee. This is retailing for $280, and this one you can add on your entryway, or you can place it on your formal living room. Instead of using maybe 2 accent chairs, you can add a bench. I've seen Shay Mcgee herself do this in her home, so that's something I may do in my house as well. And this piece is absolutely beautiful. I do want to see it in person because I think that when these pictures get digitalized, some of the features of those materials or elements get a little lost. So this is something I would definitely like to see in person, to see how that velvet and that brass frame are working together. And of course, when I do, I will keep you posted. Final thoughts on this collection is that I found many things I liked. It is very beautiful and suitable for the fall season, but at the same time, you can grab so many pieces here that do not scream fall to decorate your home all year round, which is super useful, practical, and budget friendly. I am very eager to see some of these pieces in person to check on the quality. I'm sure the quality is not going to disappoint, but to see if I like them that much in person as I do checking the pictures on the website. I am ironically not too crazy about the most seasonal items of the collection, like the pumpkins. As I mentioned earlier, I think you can have way better options that are fairly similar and even a little bit more affordable from Hobby Lobby after that discount hits, if it hasn't already, or from Home Goods. So I'll be reporting on that. But overall, I really like this collection. I haven't seen it in stores yet. I'll be reporting more on it. And I do think it has some great pieces in it. Well, that has been everything for today's video. Let me know in the comment section down below if you enjoy it, and also what was your favorite piece that I shared with you today, if any. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, and I really hope I can see you on my next video. Bye.